Well, hello and greetings from England. A parent has asked me, how will a prep school or a senior school in the UK monitor my child's use of mobile devices such as phones and iPads? It's a really good question, and it's one that I find really interesting. In truth, in most prep schools in the UK, children are not allowed to have mobile phones, but I need to clarify that. Many overseas students and boarders will have a phone, and it is accessible often in the evening for a short period of time so that the individual child can make contact with mum and dad, or check their emails, or possibly send a message via WeChat to their parents. But those phones are then handed in at night. Otherwise, you would have a situation with students, young students, being on their phones all night, which is not acceptable. On the case of iPads, most schools do not require a child to have an iPad from home, and they will often provide them to the individual child, or the parents buy them on the guidance from the school, but it's used for educational purposes and it's used in individual lessons. The children don't have them all the time. They can't play games on their iPads. And on that, with both the prep schools and senior schools, the school has its own network. And the network, the Wi Fi, is obviously protected. So children can't, when they're on their phones, look up things which are undesirable. And even if they have a data, what often happens is that schools put a system in place where you can only use the Wi-Fi that is available through the school use, but it doesn't really matter because they won't have their phones in the classroom, or they won't have them with them to play games on at night. In senior schools, it's a little bit different. Most students will have phones, but there's a rule that phones are not to be seen and not to be heard during the day. For boarders that are starting in possibly in year 9, they are often limited about when they can use their phones in the evenings. And again, they hand them into the housemaster, house mistress, who will lock them away, so they're not being able to play games during the night. As they get older, there is a sort of leveling of different rules up to sort of sixth form, where we pretty much allow children to have their phones all the time. But again, um, everything that they do on those phones is slightly monitored. And if they abuse that position of trust, then those phones are sort of taken away. So I suppose it's similar to what we would, how we would do it probably at home, but I think probably schools are a little bit stricter, and it is something that schools take really seriously, that there can often be, cases of bullying where students take photographs and send them to other students. And actually, schools educate children really well that online bullying, taking photos of people without consent, is actually a criminal offence, and they can lead them getting into a lot of trouble. So I don't think there's ever going to be an absolute answer. Some parents quite want their children to have phones so they can contact them. Others say there shouldn't be any phones at all. I think it's a little bit of a balance that we have to strike, and we have to trust children to educate them to use these devices wisely. I hope that answers your question. Thanks very much. See you again soon. Bye bye.